The hardcore FPS, Escape from Tarkov, took us all by surprise. Nobody thought that a combat simulator MMO could be the next big thing. Coming from an indie studio from Russia, EFT's suspenseful gameplay is really fun to both play and watch. The game came as an effort to gather money and experience to work on a bigger game, but more on that later. Welcome to ZeroDeaths. Today we are taking a look at 15 things you didn't know about Escape from Tarkov. Make sure to stay subscribed so you don't miss out on our next video. Let's dive into it. Number 1. Not a battle royale. While the gaming scene is dominated by all kinds of battle royale, EFT chose to position itself somewhere else. Even though the gameplay might seem similar, Escape from Tarkov is an MMO FPS. You will still mostly be looting and shooting at stuff, but the focus of the game is set somewhere else. For the most part of the game, you will be cleaning your inventory or trying to find new loadouts that work for you. But as any MMO, you will try to find info and strategies on how to do that last task you're stuck on. Number 2. Not even fully released. With its development started in 2012, Tarkov will follow a traditional buy-to-play plan. At this moment, we are in the closed beta stage of development, and before this, there were 2 stages of alpha testing. We still don't know when the full version of the game will be released. Battlestate Games confirmed that they are planning to include other game modes to the game. The game plan for the moment is simple: get in, loot, kill, extract. But in the future, we might see a story mode, an open world scenario, and even an arena mode. Number 3. Controversy. Coming from Mother Russia, we should have expected that the game would turn some heads when it came to controversy. In an interview with one of the developers, he stated that there's only place for hardened men in a place like Tarkov. The answer came after the community asked for female characters in-game. They later put out an official statement that the game does not have female characters, as they are harder to model in 3D. In December 2019, the official Twitch account of Battlestate Games was banned. One of the members of the development team picked up an unloaded pistol and mimicked suicide. Number 4. All US ECs are Vikings, actually. Nobody would expect that a Viking could handle an AK. Battlestate does, apparently. The United Security, or USEC, is one of the 3 factions playable in Tarkov. Wielding mostly M4s with long-ranged optics, it's funny to see that Ragnar Lodbrok from the show Vikings is on the cover for this faction. Using Reddit's investigation skills, people found the original picture from which the USEC guy was modeled from. Another funny appearance in EFT is Tom Hardy. His face was used in the icon for the charisma skill. There are more pop culture inspired items in Escape from Tarkov, but more on that later. The YouTube miniseries. The popularity on Twitch and YouTube came after the release of patch 0.12, when Battlestate Games really started marketing the game. Part of the marketing plan was the release of a live-action miniseries on YouTube. The first episode of Raid was released in March 2019 and has racked up more than 2.3 million views. The show focuses on a small unit battle between the 2 military contractors in Tarkov. With episode 3 recreating the game's first trailer from 2015, the show tries to compensate for the lack of storytelling the game has. Number 6. No investors. The team behind Battlestate Games started at another gaming company called Absolute Soft. Developing a web browser game called Contract Wars gave Nikita and his team enough resources to go forward with other projects. They first started working on an RPG game, but realizing they would need a lot of money, swapped AIM for a multiplayer game. This strategy gave them amazing freedom of development, with Battlestate being at this moment an indie company. This means they don't have any other interests to fulfill, guaranteeing Escape from Tarkov all the creative freedom it needs. Number 7. Before Escape from Tarkov. The lore of Tarkov started in Contract Wars, with the same terror group and its worldwide branches. The group began expanding into Russia and started doing its shady business there. Contract Wars was first released on the Russian social platform VK.com and moved across different platforms. In March 2018, all online versions were shut down, following the end of support for the Unity 3D plugin. There is still a standalone version for Windows of the game. The team behind Contract Wars moved to Battlestate Games, along with a lot of the game assets, as Escape from Tarkov still uses the Unity game engine. Number 8. Russia 2029. As we were saying earlier, this is the first project that Battlestate tried to make after the transition from Contract Wars. Russia 2029 is set to be an open-world, free-roam, story-driven action RPG, somewhat similar to games like Stalker or Fallout. The game is set in a near-future Russia after a global war conflict. Combining a realistic combat system and role-playing mechanic, the game is set to be a fully-fledged AAA title. With the release of Escape from Tarkov, the game development was halted. Battlestate stated that the development will resume once EFT has been finished. Number 9. Killa, the meme. Killa is usually lurking around the center of interchange, and if you bump into him with only a pistol, you'll probably end up dying. To get a kill, you should come prepared with more than an unmodded AK and a few bottles of water. Players like Shroud camped for so long that Twitch chat started memeing about how Shroud is the new killer. He surely is a high-value target, but not a lot of people know where he came from. Inspired by the 6th siege operator Tachanka, Killa embraced the true Slav King look. Equipped with the iconic Adidas tracksuit and the Maska 1ACH helmet, Killa is one of the deadliest bosses in Tarkov. Number 10. The Dealmaker. Customs is probably the map on which we all started blindly hoarding gear, and that's when we came face to face with the Dealmaker himself, Reshala. The literal translation of his name would be Problem Solver, basically a guy who solves his problems with his connections or a bullet. He has a tattoo on his face that says no refunds, meaning that you won't be able to return that shaman shampoo you got from him. So next time you see him around customs, make sure the only thing you want to return to him is fire. Number 11. The love for Valve. Someone in the team developing Tarkov clearly loves Valve. In-game, you can find a few clues and homage to the Portal and Half-Life games. For example, the Freeman crowbar is an homage to the crowbar-wielding hero Gordon Freeman from the Half-Life franchise. The iconic weapon became as famous as Freeman himself, and has been featured in other games like TF2, Quake, and Left 4 Dead. While trying to complete your tasks for Therapist or Skier, you might find another Easter egg. On the secure case for documents number 52, there is a logo that is very similar to the Aperture Science logo from the series Portal. Number 12. The Sherpa program. We all know how difficult this game can be, and with learning resources being so scarce, Tarkov might be very intimidating, but there is hope. If you don't have a bigger brother or a group of Discord friends with a lot of time on their hands, there is someone for you. They are called the Sherpa, and are a group of hand-picked guys willing to teach you all the nuances of Tarkov. You can request the help of a Sherpa using a form on EFT's website, and he'll make sure you are not alone in the fields of reserve. To become a Sherpa yourself, it's no easy task. All Sherpas are hand-picked, and only the most experienced ones gain this title. Number 13. Should it be transparent? Having amazing creative freedom, the developers of Tarkov don't shy away from having fun. Breaking the fourth wall is always fun, so the devs wrote us a small message on the side of the magazine for the P90. On the FN magazine with 50 rounds for the P90, there is a small message in Russian, which translates to, "will be transparent later." The design for this magazine should be transparent, but apparently the modelers didn't manage to get that look yet. Number 14. The mall is real. Realism is a big deal in Tarkov, and a lot of the game assets are modeled in great detail. The maps are designed to create an amazingly realistic vibe, trying to immerse the player as much as possible, with some of the maps even taking inspiration from reality. The mall on Interchange is one of the most complex buildings in the game, and also the home of Killa. The building is very similar to the Mega Dybenko Mall in St. Petersburg, the home of Battlestate Games. The resort on Shoreline is based on an old and abandoned sanatorium called Strelna, which is located somewhere near St. Petersburg. Number 15. Community-driven. There is no tutorial in Tarkov or any in-depth information at all. This lack of hand-holding determined the community to take the matter into their own hands. From all types of maps to tables ranking the types of bullets by their damage or penetration power, the community has it all. A lot of this information is based on hundreds of hours spent in-game, as EFT does not provide detailed maps or loot tables. Sparking this kind of interest to document everything in-game is what a great game does. So don't shy away to admit that you don't know everything. The community has your back. Question. In the era of fast-paced shooters, do you think a slow-paced shooting simulator has a chance to make history? Bonus fact. You've definitely seen all the big streamers play Tarkov, and so did Battlestate. You can find a lot of items branded with the streamers' personas in Tarkov. So if you want to complete that collector task for the Kappa case, you better start hoarding. Streamers like Summit1G, Deadly Slob, and Shroud all have personalized items in Escape from Tarkov.